Good morning and welcome to Today at the Races at Laurel Park on this Thursday, October 7th, 2021. I'm Tim Tulloch, joined by Equibase chart caller Keith Fusel. So far, Keith, October hasn't disappointed. My favorite month of the year.
No.
It's been perfect.
The weather's been unbelievable, and we've got another good week in store. I mean, we're upper 70s, pushing 80 degrees right now.
Yep.
I will take it, absolutely. It's good for for everybody, and especially great for this turf course as well. Keeping it dry, good conditions, firm turf course. We like that. We've got big fields, so another interesting week ahead of us from a gambling perspective, a handicapping perspective. If you like to dig a little bit, work a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah, you've got to skirt around
you're
the
at the right
edges.
spot right here.
Yeah, you've got to skirt around the edges. Nothing's terribly obvious, and anything can pop up here. But you're absolutely right about the turf course. I mean, that's good weather goes a very long way. The leaves are just starting to brown a little bit with the cooler nights. And we're getting into, like I said, my favorite month of the year, October. The problem with October, it's followed by November and December, but it'd be better if it was followed by like April or something. It would be fine with me. Big race card here this afternoon at Laurel Park. But before we get into that, let's give you a few reminders. We've got a lot of action coming up, and we're going to start with the Maryland Million. That comes up on October 23rd. It's Maryland's Day at the races. It is an 11:30 a.m. post. It's always a great day and very well attended, Keith.
Absolutely, looking forward to it each and every year. Bigger, the fans back. We love to have them out here in droves, right? That's what you want. Seeing the live action, seeing what the facility has to offer as well. Kind of walk here in a daily basis. Man, we've got a lot of good stuff here. Take advantage of it on a day like Maryland Million and come on out to Laurel Park.
We certainly do have a lot of good stuff. The plant's in really, really good shape. The brand new main track, and hopefully if the weather holds, as we've talked about, the turf course will still be in very, very good shape. We do have some reserve seating for Maryland Million, and that is in right here. We got that board coming right here in the Silks room. That's reserved seating. Reserve your seat in the Silks simulcast room. Tickets $10. See guest services for information. I'm sure there's more information if you go to laurelpark.com. And of course, this weekend we have the Claiming Crown Preview Day. That is on Sunday, October 10th. I think it's a win and you're in to the Claiming Crown Championships at Gulfstream Park. I think that happens at the beginning of December. Always a big day. They pay your freight down there if you win and you want to go. So a good day of races are for the Claiming Crown Preview Day, and that is Sunday. Tomorrow, as always, it's Friday at Stronach 5 Friday. It starts here at Laurel Park, Leg A. Leg B is at Gulfstream Park, their race 8. Back here at Laurel Park, Leg C, our race 9. And we finish it up at Santa Anita Park, their third and fourth race. Golden Gate is dark right now, so Santa Anita Park picks up another race. We're looking forward to that. Our two races, Leg A and C, good competitive groups. And you'll have to dig deep, but get into that. The Stronach 5, that is tomorrow. We've talked about the weather almost ad nauseum, Keith, but look, when it's this nice, it has to be talked about, and these are conditions outside as we speak. Keith, we'll let you take it from there.
Yeah, 69 degrees, just a light breeze right now. It's kind of clouds and sun, a little mixture, but look at that turf course. Look at our main track. I mean, it just looks phenomenal, in very, very good shape. You talked about it the other day. This is about as good as you've seen this turf course in how long? Years. Yeah.
And the course is in really, really good shape. And from being in the press box, and I'm up in the press box in the morning, the best place to see what kind of shape the turf is in the press box, because you can look down on it, and it looks fantastic. Sometimes it looks good from street level, but a little dodgy upstairs, but it looks fantastic from upstairs. So with all of that concluded, let's dive into today's card. We're going to start with race 1. This is for maiden 2-year-old fillies, claiming price $16,000. And we're going to start, Keith, with your top pick to the outside, the 10, Summer Music, first-time starter for Marilyn McMullen. Georgie Ruiz gets the call. Has a couple decent works coming in.
It's one of these races. I was telling Bill upstairs, it's like, this is the one that's unproven, okay? So I'll take a little bit of a shot. I'm not in love with anybody that's run, so Let's go for a barn that's a pretty good ROI barn. A barn, though, Marilyn McMullen doesn't run a lot of first-time starters, so this is kind of new territory over the last couple of years. But buy a Stallion McLean's Music, who hits with the firsters, 19% with the 2-year-old first-time starters. Looking down at the dam side, it's a turf lane, no doubt, but did run second in debut, won a couple races. Ruiz had his choice. He goes here. The workouts are okay. Pretty good recent work from the gate of 102-1. So just taking a little flyer. I know it's way early. A little hit on the board there. Horse taking some slight play, but why not Summer Music? I don't know if she's going to quite have the speed as maybe this horse from the inside, but she's going to have to maybe try to drop in, save some ground, and bring a finish. Bottom side said this horse, distance-wise, shouldn't be an issue.
It shouldn't be an issue. Good outside draw as long as she breaks straight. And a lot of times with 9 horses down toward the inside, you're a first-time starter. You can't simulate that in the morning. You might break with 2 or 3 other horses, but you don't break with 9 others. That's a lot of noises that come out of there, and a lot of those horses tend to break to the outside. I have the 3 Magic and Me on top. This one's dropping from the maiden 25,000, where she got beat 5 lengths in her last start to a next out winner. Click to confirm. But look, we got a first-time starter in the 2. Happy birthday, Corey, from the Brittany Russell barn, and you always have to be careful with Brittany Russell's, especially when she enters one's maiden claiming first time out.
And this is a horse they paid $40,000 for, in for the 16. But you've got a barn that has a slew of horses, high-quality horses. She's just not making the cut, it looks like, for them.
Right.
Not saying she can't win this. That's why they're going to be aggressive in spotting. Social Inclusion, a little chilly with the first-time starters. The sire's only about 8%. Mare was 1 for 15 with a 65 top. Go a little deeper. Second dam did win debut and had some speed. First foal for this mare. So, yeah, I'm going to try to get past her. I think the 1 is interesting with the blinkers on. Out of that race at Timonium was up with Sparkle Sprinkle, who you know has a ton of early gas. So the blinkers on. If she can clear and relax a little bit, I think she's going to stretch it a little bit further. But of the horses that have run, the most proven probably the 3 Magic and Me.
Magic and Me on that drop. Remember, the race 1 kicks off the early pick 5 as we move to race 2, which kicks off the early pick 4. Keith, you constructed us a ticket for the early pick 4. Let's have a quick look.
Yeah, man, these multi-race wagers, man, they should be paying this weekend. I think you're going to see some boxcar kind of numbers. Everything's going to rely on race 5, huh? There's the single. Is that the Dickinson horse I threw in there? Yeah, Eric. We're going to get it started here with 3 deep, 3, 4, and 5. I like Blue Sky Painter in this second. I'm going to toss the 5 in for some price. Race 3, 4 deep with the 1, 2, 7, and 9. Tesfik, my price user in there. I'm going to take a shot with that one on top. Race 4, 4 deep again. 2, 5, 6, and 7. I'm not totally sold on this favorite. It's going to get some pressure today. I think it might set up for a closer. And race 5, we've got a stat later for Dickinson. Etheric, he's means business. He's got Virgo Lynch. We'll talk about the breeding a little bit later. A little cliffhanger there, but yeah, $24 for the early pick 4 ticket. Let's just say she's pretty well bred and kin to a pretty good horse.
Stay tuned at least through race 5, but we hope you stay around for the whole show. Race 2 is for 3-year-olds and up, which have not won 3 races, or straight 3-year-olds. Claiming price $5,000. Going a mile on his 16th, and we're going to start with the 4. Keith, that is your top pick. I have the 4 on top. Also, Blue Sky Painter. Jean Avelo gets the call for Kieran McGee. This will be 3rd off the claim for McGee. And look, Kieran's having a fantastic year. He's winning at 25% on the year. Yeah,
and he's deadly with this move. When he goes from these $10,000 claimers down to the nickel, he's over 30% with a positive ROI. Got a live bug. I think this jock is going to do okay. John Alvelo, from what the little I've seen, showing to me, and Bill upstairs, we're pretty critical of the riders. I think he's got some ability. Bryson Butterfly right there as well. Just save a little ground. You've got to speed to the inside. This horse was called against the bias last time out of slight flattening against better. Should make a run from a few lengths off of it.
Yeah, I like that source this afternoon. The 5 to his outside, jamming still, Gary Capuano. Interesting horse to me, coming off a bit of a layoff. Gary's got this one pretty cranked up with some sharp works. A 3 gala nipper for Hugh McMahon for sure. Is part of the conversation, dropping back to the 5,000 where he has run quite well in the past. That's race 2.
Okay.
Mile 16th, $5,000 claimers. As we move to race 3, this is a maiden 40 event going a flat mile on the turf for fillies and mares 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. And we are going to start with the 2 pounding music. I have this one on top. We have a video from a race from August the 7th. We're going to pick this up just around the 3/8 pole, Keith.
Yeah, this horse is dead game. Runs against Fire in the Hole. That was the Grand Motion horse. I think was the favorite. This race has produced a winner, albeit for a little bit less. But pounding music definitely has moved up. As we've seen some of these hangover kids, there's not a lot of them. They look like they kind of move up a little bit on the grass. A good effort, gets a short lead here in mid-stretch. Just can't quite hold on, but dead game to the wire. A little like Radic last time on the main track, comes back to the turf. I think positional speed and stamina at the mile distance is perfect for this daughter of Hangover Kid. I think she's a stayer in this group. She's going to sit another good trip, tactical trip.
And she's run 3 times on the turf. All 3 efforts have been good, good, solid efforts. Ran 4 back behind the next out. 2 next out winners, Fool Yourself, Fire in the Hole. So running very, very well and getting to get back on the turf this afternoon. You have the 9 on top of that is Tesfique for Elvis Trujillo, getting on the turf for the first time by Hard Spun out of a streetcar mare. Look, a decent effort over the mud in her last start.
Yeah, I think this is good. You know, I would have liked to see 2 sprints to the route. We got a sprint and then a route, but improved effort on and off track. A barn that doesn't win a ton, but of late the horses have been running pretty good.
They've been
I just checking out breeding a horse that's certainly bred for the turf by Hard Spun out of a mare that was unraced. But you go further down, there's grade 1s. The second down was a grade 3 winner on the turf. Another one with some positional speed. Why not take a little shot at a price on the 9 Tesfique? You should get in that range 8, 10 to 1, I would think.
The 7, 12 o'clock Rock, second time starter for Mike Trombetta. Julian Pimentel gets the call. This one's stretching, ran 5.5 on a good turf course in debut, was absolutely hopelessly outrun. I mean, we're talking 20 lengths. She ends up getting beat 2 lengths for the whole thing.
Yeah, I had to kind of maneuver her way through traffic. Again, would like to see one more sprint before going out to a route of ground, but maybe they think she's ready to go to stretch out. I saw this situation with Hammy's horse the other day in the stake. I was talking to Dave Rodman, Petition Prayer. Had that rocket 1 move on the turf, now stretched out. It can sometimes flatten that run, sometimes not. But it is a sprint lean on the bottom side of this family. I'm not going to leave her out. I'm going to use her in exactas, no doubt. Nicolar's holding pretty good form as well. So there's some different ways to go in here. I just think for value, I'll take a shot with the 9.
Why not? Go ahead and take a shot. And, you know, I don't worry. I worried more about stretching horses out for the first time on the dirt. With, you know, you'd like to get 2, 3 races in on the main track before you stretch them out. The turf it's a little bit different. You know, a lot of times you can get away with, a lot of times you just get away with going long first time out of the box. We've got a couple of those this afternoon. On the grass, that will do race 3, 9-2 for Keith, 2-7 for myself. As we move to race 4, race 4 kicks off the Rainbow Pick 6. We have a little bit of a carryover, $3,056. Callie Francois put together a ticket, and this is how she plays it. Wow, she goes deep in race 4. She uses 5 of them: the 2, the 3, the 6, the 8, and 9. In race 5, she uses a 6, 7, and 12. Race 6, she uses a 3 and 5. Race 7, 2, 7, and 8. Race 8, she uses a 2 and the 4. And in race 9, she singles on the 5. I think this is her best bet of the day. Alaco Amino for Tim Woolley. This horse has been in very, very good form as of late, so why not single on the 5? But you still have a couple horses in there that are looking pretty good, so pretty brave single there. $36 even for the Rainbow Pick 6. Good luck if you play the Rainbow Pick 6.
She's pulling a Tim Tulloch move right there. The whittle down to the single.
Well, you know, it's you just
like that.
You just wait to the last race to get tortured. Is what it is. Is what it is. You know, you just hang in there, and then you can go. Okay, let's see, and you can go home and go. I had 5 or 6. You know, just got blown out in the last.
Right.
That's the way I work. She better stop watching me.
Oh, come on. She'll learn a few things.
All right. Race 4, 2 lifetime 5,000 going 3/4 of a mile. And we'll start with the 6. This is your
Right.
top pick in here, Fearless Lassie for Anthony Agori. Second off, a good return. Should move forward. I mean, look, that was a good race. Had to run since July 10th, came back on the 9th of September. So 2 months, little trouble to start. Good effort.
I see some questionable speed in here, and that being one of the morning line favorite, the 2 LEB Dancing has improved, going for a high percentage barn, but coming in from Monmouth. I'm still not quite sold, because I think Peculiarity is going to keep that one very, very busy up front. So Fearless Lassie was up on the front last time, but that was a pretty paceless race. It's 7/8 of a mile, so I figured she would be put into that race. She's shown the ability to come from just off of it. I think you're going to see those tactics today, getting light with Bryson Butterfly. But I said before, I don't put a ton of stock for weight, especially in these sprints. And even Annabelle, holding good form, did ride the best part of the racetrack on the 23rd, but Allison Nunes, a good patient ride last time. I think you're going to get it again in here to rally into it. I'm going to key around these two, and even the 5 was kind of used in a big middle move way out on the track when the inside was good. Might be a real blow-up type in here, but I'm going to try to beat this favorite, this Shipper. We'll see.
See how that goes. I have the favorite on top, LEB Dancing, but you're absolutely right with Peculiarity right to her outside. There could be speed that develops for sure, and your top pick can certainly lay in the right spot. 2, 3 for myself, 6, 7 for Keith. We see this one a little bit differently in a race of 4. We need to take a quick break right now, but when we come back, we'll talk about the late pick 5. Welcome back to Today at the Races. Just a quick ad there for Thoroughbred Aftercare, something that's become really, really important to the industry, and industry taking care of their own and looking out for things. And the horses, after their racing careers are over, and they go on. Look, in the old days when I was a kid, that's all you got were thoroughbreds that were off the track. You retrain them, and they were really, really good horses, and they still can be good horses. So that's a very, very important thing that the Stronach Group and everybody involved pursues. So with that said, we'll move on to race 5. There's a maiden special weight going a mile and 16th on the grass for maiden 2-year-old fillies. We're going to start with the 7. This is a first-time starter for Michael Dickinson, Etheric by Go Zapper after Dynaformer Mare. And Keith, you have a stat. There it is.
Yeah, there it is. It's a very small sample. Dickinson took a little bit of break. He's back. Not running a slew of horses, but when he does, you better pay attention, especially to the first-time starters. Over the last 3 years, look at this: 3 for 7, 43%, 4 for 7 in the money. Okay, firsters on the turf with an ROI really gaudy, but 834. That's huge. By Go Zapper. Okay, out of a mare that was Grade 3 stakes place. And this one here, this filly is a fool to Theodora, who we've seen run around here, Tim. 6 for 20, a Grade 2 winner, over $600,000 in earnings. I'm riding the stat, the breeding. I think you're going to see a good showing here. And he went and got Fearful Lynch.
A nice ROI. And look at Michael, with limited amount of starters, very good debuting a mile or more, 40%. I mean, that's hard to do. It's hard to get a horse ready to go a route of ground first time out of the box. I use Etheric this afternoon. My top pick is the 6, Golden Belief. And we have a video of this one's first time out, August 9th, at Delaware Park, where it was a really nice effort.
Yeah, you're going to see this one well set up on debut. The 2 horses particular afternoon. The gray, you can pick her up. Daughter of Golden Sense rides the rail. You like that, a little bit of a covered up trip around the turn. Works outward through the stretch and just a steady run. Just a game run, going to fall short by a neck. Beats the next out winner. You got to like that. But look at her going to correct lead, running very gamely to the wire. Not quite good enough. Second time out's been good for Mats. It's a positive ROI. It's just around 20%. She's got the bottom underneath of her, proven at the distance. Golden Belief should be around it.
Yeah, and what I liked about that race is she was part of the race from the beginning and was still able to finish. It wasn't like she was outrun 15 lengths, and she came up and salvaged. She was part of the running and still came with some finish. Should move forward. A couple works, as you mentioned, Michael. Pretty good second time out of the box. Yeah, you used the 10 here, Salsita for Kelly Rubley. This is a second-time starter. It was outrun in debut.
Yeah, I'm going to use the 10 and also Trombetta Time Goes Fast. Cecilita and Time Goes Fast out of the same race. Just dawdling fractions Luella Street was able to dictate. They made okay runs. I think they'll benefit that build up off of that debut. Willing into a slow pace. I like that angle here for both of these horses and should escape right around double digits, I would think.
One of our few really, really good, of many actually, good grass races this afternoon. These maiden races are always quite contentious. As we move to race 6, which is another maiden 40, but this one goes 3/4 of a mile on the dirt for maiden 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. And we are going to start with the 4 Liberty Star. We both have this, or you have this one on top. For Lacey Gaudette. Blinkers go on. We're going to look at her race from the last time, and didn't get off to the best start.
No, she got away slowly, and she's out of a mare that was nothing but speed, and more speed. Wanted to win on the front end, and lost it there. Down inside, a little bit slow, but makes a run up. Within a couple lengths of the leaders, drops back a little bit on the turn. There's Peterson Courage in the white cap shifting out in 4th. And we're going to see again today your favorite. Yep. Had a little trouble in the trip. I like the way, this filly, this guy, he finishes up.
He does.
On the left lead, down on the best part, but shifts out, works through a little traffic. So he wasn't really fazed by that. And then he kicks on pretty well to the wire. So this guy, I think with the blinkers going on and seeing that bottom side, that mare was nothing but speed. And showed a little bit of speed to get up into contention. Good break is critical, but I think you're going to see different tactics for Liberty Star, aggressive to the front.
It's tough for a first-time starter drawing the rail, not only because you have to get away, but you go in there, you're the first one in. A lot of times you're standing there for a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and sometimes horses get a little flat-footed and not get away, but salvaged a nice race that day. My top pick is the 5, Peterson's Courage for Brittany Russell. This one simply doesn't get a good trip. How can this one win if he gets a good trip? I think he can. He shows up every time.
Yeah, he does. You saw the last video. He finished up okay. Trouble into the turn. We missed that. It was a slight shuffle, but, man, he's a little bit of a teaser. Is he going to get over the top? He stays on that left lead a lot. Going to be hard to leave out of your exacted try tickets, no doubt, but he's going to be a shorter price. Treasure Tradition, maybe. This is going to be first time Lasix on the dirt. Was gelded back prior to that August 21st race. I see improvement for that runner. And back in Echo, you can't leave the Claudius. It's, basically a protect move here off of the break, and you got to pay attention to this one's going to go second off the claim.
It certainly could come back in the maiden 25 off the break, but in for the maiden 40 today in race 6. As we move to race 7, this is for fillies and mares going a mile on the grass. This is a starter allowance race this afternoon. We're going to start with the 2 Wildcat Carthage. Mark Silvaggio ships in. Tyler Connor gets the call. I like this horse a little bit. It has been a long time since she's seen the turf, but the last time she saw the turf was at Parks. That was a big race, 76 speed figure. Yeah. She only got beat a length for the whole thing.
I'll be interested.
And behind it's a journey.
Yeah, further down the line when she's a brood mare, when she gets bred. Look at this record. This is what you love to see. Any surface, any distance.
Doesn't care.
Doesn't matter. and Wildcat Coach, my question is, why is it taking so long to get back to the turf? Her turf races are good. Her numbers are a little bit better than the rest of this field. I think this is a softer spot. I think she can be positioned within a couple lengths of the lead. She's going to bring a finish. I like the mile distance for her here. And Salvaggio, the barn, they might just kind of lay off of her just a little bit. Not a barn that runs a ton here. He hasn't had a slew of success of late, but this mare, she's proven. I think she's going to be right around it.
But Mark's brought in some horses in the past, especially his turf horses who've run quite well.
That's true.
Quite well here. So I have no problem with Wildcat Carthage. My top pick is Fed Up, Fired Up, first time off the claim for Kieran McGee. Hey, this is a 9-time winner, and she's been in good form. You have to go over a year. This one's been in really, really good form. Kieran McGee sticks with Forest Boys. Yeah. Forest doesn't ride a ton of horses for Kieran. There's no doubt about that, but he sticks with Forest Boys this afternoon. And you look at her last 3 starts. she runs for force.
Yeah, absolutely. Shortening up. Will she get enough flow? We don't know. Beat the boys last time. The next out winner, Mary Epler's horse, Minister Strike, who won clear the other day. So yeah, you gotta consider off the claim right up to 25. They're going to protect her here. The one Woody Banner is in very good form, so I'm going to use that one in there as well. So there's a little bit of a step up. It's a little better group of horses that she's going to face today. But yeah, 2 horse. That's me.
Well, 2 horse.
That's going to be my
the
key
8
horse.
8 is another one that's interesting. For Horacio De Paz, Juliana Minetti. This is a filly whose her turf races aren't too far off, and she can get a little bit better this afternoon. Yeah, she's probably getting a little class relief, at least out of those 2 other vans that she was running in on the synthetic and the grass.
We didn't talk about Mary's other horse, the 10.
Yeah.
All about Catherine. Yes, very good form. We'll get position. I'm not really terribly concerned about that post. Julia Yamanani, as you say, is probably going to go. She'll just lay that stalking spot, and Mary right now is heating up. The barn's doing quite well of late.
And Mary's horses win 2 in a row, 29% of the time. That was a big effort coming off of that layoff from May to August, and now she's had some time. It's the first week of October, and interesting, she only shows 1 work, but when you look at her work pattern, Mary knows this filly all about Catherine, because she didn't work her hard going into that layoff either, and came up with a big effort. So certainly take that with a grain of salt. Only 1 work, because Mary clearly knows her horse.
Yes,
that's race 7. Race 8. 2 other than 3/4 on the dirt. Scratch the 1 Mistress Model. Scratch the 1 to 2 favorite Edie, Meanie, Miny, Mo. Unfortunately, that leaves us with a 4-horse field. We're going to start with the 4, Liam's Light. Yeah. Both you and I have this one on top. I don't know how you can get around not having her on top. She's stepping up to 2 other than for the first time, having a life best at a first level allowance condition on the 7th of August at Monmouth Park.
Yeah, off a little bit of a freshening, so that's a little bit concerning. But man, she's pretty talented. She looks like she's quick. She's tactical. She's got to worry about proper attire though. Getting away, proper attire is quick, and is she gonna have to? She's got a time to run just right, because she's going to make a move into a very, very fast horse. But Breen, he comes down, he meets business. He's about 23, 24% at Laurel the last few years. So that looks like that's the setup. 5 goes, 4 is going to try to stalk and pounce. Question mark horse for me is So Gracious.
Yes.
I don't know if there's going to be enough battle for Phantom Shot to get over the top.
No, it's So Gracious. Look, she's run fast main track twice in her career, a win and a second. Now, numbers a little soft, but she's in decent form right now, and certainly Brittany, she's about 32% when she goes from turf to dirt, so she's not afraid to do it as we move into race 9, the final race on our card this afternoon. Here we go again, another maiden special weight on the grass, 1 1/8 miles to finish out the day this afternoon, and this for maiden 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. And we're going to start with your top pick. That is the 2, Narmer. This is a second-time starter. 4 Graham Motion, first time in Graham's barn. Yeah, he's had a lot of time off. Look at, they were willing to open up the wallet for this one, $525,000, and you have a stat for Graham.
There you go. I've caught this one before too. Motion, past 3 years on the turf, 6 for 16. 32% and 8 for 16 the money with 3-year-old maiden. So you get these 2-year-olds are well bred. They don't quite, maybe rushed a little bit. Don't do much in debut. Okay, we're going to give this horse plenty of time. They come back as 3-year-olds, and the maidens, they run big. 659 is your ROI. Yeah, looking at the breeding, okay. American Pharaoh out of that race. Really didn't run after the slow start. But it was a pretty good field. Royal Princess come back. It's multiple stakes. Winter Lasix goes on. Lots of positives for the 2 Narmer, especially that stat.
And Graham Motion does the right thing. Now, this is a colt that got away poorly in debut. He comes back on 24th September, sitting on top of this race, takes him to the gate. Good sharp work out of the gate to remind him, hey, you've got to get away, get yourself in position. I love these American Pharaohs on the grass, as most people do. The 3 and the 8, we both use these 2 in the mix, the 3 Hanford and the 8 Silk War. And this is their last race on September 11th, and we picked them both up.
Yeah, and Laco Ameno is also out of that race on the 11th, I should say. Yeah, but Hanford pretty much had everything his own way. But the one thing on the 11th of September, the turf was really kind of favoring closers. So I think all things being said, Hanford run pretty well, gets asked for run here past the 5/16. Silk War's interesting. The 4 was up closer, dropped back a little bit, gave ground to Laco Omeno from the far turn here to the quarter pole. But I like the finish of Silk War. The final 3/16 of a mile really comes back through nicely right here past the 8th pole. But Hanford kind of digs in when collared and keeps on battling. The Lasix going on in maybe this course here today, a little bit more bounce to it, a little firmer ground, carries that speed a little further for Hanford. So an encouraging debut for Silk War.
Yeah, very, very encouraging debut for Silk War. Eddie Graham, he knows his way around the turf course. He's won the Arlington Million, won the American St. Ledger also. So he's this one's in good hands. I like the debut, and Victor Carrasco returns. That will do it for us, our 9-race card here on Thursday. Very, very good card with some nice races. That stayed together for the most part. We're about 37 minutes out from a race 1. Dave Rodman will be up next with scratches and changes.
All right, everybody. Good luck.